Hello friends, welcome to BSP Solution. My name is Lokesh Gandhi and today's session we are going to perform cyclic counting in Oracle Fusion Supply Chain Management. So in our inventory application, we have a two type of counting method. First one is physical inventory counting and another one is cyclic inventory counting. In our previous session, we have already seen the physical inventory counting and how it perform. We have already seen. And today's session, we will perform this cyclic inventory counting. So cycling counting is a periodic counting of individual items. We will define the individual item in this cycling counting throughout the course of the year to ensure the accuracy of inventory on hand quantity. It defines the accurate items in our inventory organization, right? So cycling counting perform a regular count and recording the adjustment of the specific items. Those items are uh, decrease or increase, that adjustment we will perform in this cycle counting, right? So many companies perform in inventory counting as a part of their in annually financial accounting practice. And many large company with the thousands of items halt the operation for up to 1 week or 2 weeks and move to perform a fully physical inventory count. But in the cycling counting, in a inventory management, a option that allows you to count the item in a designated area in a warehouse in an inventory without stopping the operation to perform a complete physical inventory counting. So you perform the cyclic counting in a specific area to complete the physical to complete the physical inventory counting in our organization, right? So a physical inventory counting all the stock. We count all the stocks usually once in a year, twice a year, but in the cyclic counting, we count a small pre-selected sections of the inventory and multiple items a year, and sometime is often a daily. So we perform cyclic counting a daily or weekly and monthly, quarterly. We can perform cyclic counting, right? We have some processes. We have to perform some processes to complete to perform the cyclic counting. So we have to create ABC classes, ABC classification set, and assignment groups. So these are the ABC classes and classification assignment. These are the predefined tasks in our Oracle application, right? So this has to perform the cycling counting process, right? So we'll see in our application one by one, we'll perform, right? So let's move to the application and perform the cyclic counting, right? So this is our application. So first of all, we will create a ABC class. Under this ABC class, we define our we will define our items. Those item, right? So let's click on this setting and action and click on setup and maintenance. Click on tasks. Click on manage implementation project. So click on overview. So we have an implementation project. Click on that and search task name is ABC class. So click on manage ABC classes. So we have a different types of tasks: manage ABC classes, classification set, assignment group. So we will cover one by one. So first we click on this go to task of ABC classes and click on add row, right? First of all, we have to check the inventory organization. So please ensure that, right? Let's create ABC classes. So I'm going to enter data bearing, right? So the description the same, data bearing classes. Let's select classes, right? So click on save and close. So this is how you can create the ABC classes. Now let's move to the next task. Create the classification set. ABC classification set. Click on go to task and click on create. Let's enter the name of this classification, data. Give the same name in the description, and you can give the name as per your requirement, right? And we have a content scope. We have organization level and sub inventory level. So when we select the sub inventory, so we have to define the sub inventory over here, right? But right now we will go with the organization level, and you have to define the criteria for this classification set. So we are going to define our cyclic counting on the current on hand quantity, right? So select this one, current on hand quantity, and click on submit. So okay, now done. Now we have to create a assignment group, right? So we have the assignment group. Click on go to task. Click on create. So this is the assignment group name. And we have to select the classification set. Select this data, and we have to define the class sequence one, and the class we have already created. Select this. So this class comes under the classification set, and this classification set comes under the assignment group name, right? Now click on this, save and close. Click on that, this assignment group, and click on perform ABC assignment. Let's check. See, these all are already created, right? Submit. Process submitted. Now let's move to the PPT. So we create the ABC classes, classification sets, and assignment group. Now set cycle counting for the item. So on which item we will perform? In which item we are going to perform the cycling counting? We have to enable the cycling counting for this item for the cycling counting perform, right? So let's select save and close. Done. Click on navigator. Go to the product management and click on product information management. This is nothing but a PIM. Right. Click on task list. Click on manage items and find the item for which we are going to perform cyclic counting. Search it. So this is the Tata 1001 roller bearing, and we have to select the master item level. So the organization name is item master, and click on this item name. Right. Go to the specification tab. Go to the inventory in the item organization, and here you can see the cycle counting, right? So we have the option cycle count enable. Right now this is not enable, the status is no. Let's select yes. Right, it's enable. Save and close. Right, it's done. Now let's check the on-hand quantity. On-hand quantity in the system for this item. So click on navigator. And go to the supply chain execution and click on inventory management. Click on task list and click on manage item quantities. And this is our organization, Tata New York Inventory Organization. Click on search. And this is our Tata 1001 item. Click on the expand button and click on again. So we have a 950 on hand quantity in our organization level, right? So done. Now create the cycle counting, right? So click on task list and in the show task, click on count. And under this count, we have a option create cycle counting. Click on that. So here we will perform the cyclic counting, right? So this is our inventory, sub inventory, Tata sub 1, right? So let's enter the name of this count cycle, cyclic counting name, Tata monthly. Right. So this is the name, and you can give the description as well, right? And we have a assignment group. You can select it, and this is for sub inventory. So let's first select the assignment group. You can see over here, and you can synchronize our cyclic counting as per your requirement. When we select the complete and append changes, then all the changes, all the fields and the tasks in this one go our changes as per the append changes and complete options. But right now we will go with the none because we will complete this process, this cycle counting process manually. So we have to select this none option, right? And click on this sub inventory and click on in, include in count, right? Sub inventory include in count, right? There's options get checked, right? Now click on next. Now we have an option, schedule option. We can schedule this process automatically, but right now we will go with the manual process. So we don't want to select this, and we are going to approval. So check this approval, and the type is always, right? Now we don't have to, all are the disable over here. Go to next. So this is the count parameters. The starting count sequence is 1 and the maximum day before late. So we can give the 3 days before, 3 days before we have to complete this cycle process, right? And if we have the serial number, you can define over here, and you can count the accuracy. Click on next. So we have to define the classes which we already created earlier. So let's select it. Click on head icon, select it, and count per year. Go with the 12. So monthly, we are going to perform monthly this counting. So 12 times, right? And you can define the adjustment value tolerance and the quantity variance. We have many more options over here. And this is the item. So we have to select it. And search. Search the item. Search it. Select it. Okay. Right. So include in schedule, else. So let's click on this arrow. And copy this and paste it over here and hit enter. Right. Now select this item and click on schedule in, include in schedule. Right. Check. Now click on 7 close. Right. Now done. So let's move to the PPT over here. So we perform the create cycle counting till, right? Now create a manual count schedule. So click on again this task and under the count, Under the count, click on manage cycle count. So click on this count name. No, click on this action. So under this action, we have an option manage manual count schedule. Click on that. Right. So we have to perform the manually count schedule under the cyclic count. Right. So click on this add row. And we have to item, hit enter. Right, fetch the information. Yes, it fetches the information. Now select the sub inventory. So we have the sub inventory. And if you have the locator, so click and select this and revision lot number, serial number. If you have all the information, then you can select it, right? And click on save and close. So manually count schedule created. Now we are going to generate a count sequence. So again, click on action and generate a count sequence, right? So the process 0154, a ESS job running behind the scene. So click on OK and click on done. You can search it over here and search, right? Done. Now again go to the, now we have generate the count sequence. Now we have to run the a report, cycle count listing report in the schedule process. So click on this navigator, go to the tools, click on schedule process, click on schedule new process, and let's find cycle count listing report and click enter. So now let's click on OK. And we have to define the organization name, the cycle count name, right? So first of all, select the organization. This is Tata, New York, inventory organization, and the cycle count. So we have the Tata monthly count, right? And we have to select any other options, or mandatory, not mandatory. So go to the submit. 0161 submitted. Click on refresh. The process ID 0161, status turns to running. Again, click on refresh. Click on refresh till the status gets succeeded. Now you can see the status gets succeeded. again click on, you can check the report, click on that, and click on this republish option, and click on this view report. You can view your report by the PDF, HTML, Excel, PowerPoint as per your requirement, and you can see the item and the description over here and the date. Let's cancel out. Let's go on to the PPT, and let's record the count sequence, right? So let's on to the application, and click on navigator, go to the inventory management, go to task list. In the count, click on manage count, cycle count, and this is our cycle count. Click on action and click on record count sequence. So this is our item, you can see over here, and this is our count quantity, how much quantity we have count in our cycle counting process. So suppose we have count 1000, right? And we can define our reason, comments, and counted by, we have to define, because this is mandatory field. So we have to define, search it. Define department name, we have to define. Let's select. Right. Click on submit. Now the number of count sequence submitted for approvals, right? Okay. Now we have to approve this, and right. So we have to perform a post adjustment, right? So again, click on this action and click on this approve count sequence. Right. So this is our approve count sequence. So now we have to approve this request, and first of all we have to define the viewer by. So the viewer by we have select. Right. Now select it and click on approve. Right. Now let's check the on-hand quantity, because the on-hand quantity gets updated. Submit. So let's check on-hand quantity. Right. Okay. Done. Now go to task. Click on inventory. Click on manage item quantities. Click on search. See, the on-hand quantity gets updated. Earlier it was 950, but right now it gets updated with the 1000 on-hand quantity. Done. Now you can see the review completed transaction by this inventory organization. Click on search. You can see this is our cycle count and it will update it by 50 over here. Done. So this is how you can perform cycle counting in our Oracle Fusion supply chain management. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you so much.